Today's podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. If you ever want to be a web designer, Squarespace is the one for you. Hello, everyone, weebs, peebs, and all you good people out there. Welcome to the Spazz podcast, where we talk about all of our emotional insecurities in hopes to alleviate the crippling loneliness that we feel on a 24/7 basis right now.
Sure.
I'm completely staring down my guest at the very moment, Kamran and Lurch, trying to make him very uncomfortable as much as I can in terms of that intro that I just made. We are currently sitting in his backyard in nearly 100-degree weather, so we're both just miserable. Absolutely miserable at the moment. Cam, what is up with your life right now?
I just went and picked up my check today. I forgot to text my sister happy birthday last Friday. She didn't really mind, but I was like, oh fuck, because I didn't notice until my mom told me, like, yeah, did you wish your sister happy birthday? I was like, oh shit, because I had to take her to the hospital yesterday for a colonoscopy. Let me just tell you right now, like, hospital parking is the worst fucking thing on the planet. It's worse than university parking, honestly. You say it's warmer and warmer, but I can, recall back to a time when I was like 10 and it was like, 117 degrees? I mean, it's only 100 right now, right? So, it fluctuates just like the stock market. It goes up, it goes down, The hottest recorded temperature, I think it was in Death Valley, got around close to 150, I believe.
The 150, isn't that?
Yeah, right?
That's stupid. Why?
Why? Because weather's a bitch, that's why.
That's so horrible, isn't that?
Sometimes, God hates us and he wants to, like, all right, well, they're sweating today.
He's dropping so much DLC this year.
DLC?
Nobody on Earth was ready for it, man. We weren't ready for these expansions.
I feel like we had it too good. So he had to be like, all right, well, kind of have to...
He was kind of lacking in pumping out content for the past decade, I would say. So he definitely wanted to start off this new decade with some major controversy in terms of content to get the game reviews up.
Just had a going away party for a friend last week. That went pretty well, I guess.
It actually went according to plan?
Yes, it did. Everyone got drunk.
That's good.
And or high.
That's good.
I know one got crossfaded.
I haven't been crossfaded since maybe January, I would say. When I got crossfaded around that time, I had no idea I knew whose apartment it was. I wasn't aware of what city we were in.
Okay.
Even though I drove there myself and I was completely sober when I drove there. I had to have one of my friends actually drive me back to, not my house, but at least back to her place, because she had to go home and she didn't drive. I drove her there, where I literally had to sober up at the front of her house for like the next hour or two. So I just sat out there in my car outside her house. I don't know what city I'm in. Of course, I would use my GPS to get back home. And obviously, she offered to stay up in case I needed anything. But she obviously told me to sober up before you drive home. And then I would just get super emotional and start listening to sad music that, that would bring back a lot of...
Deep, dark memories?
Deep, dark, and I quote, happy memories. Okay. So I would just be there in front of someone. I wasn't exactly close with her. She's a good friend from work, or I guess ex-coworker now.
So, okay.
Obviously, I'm not working anymore. It was a very enthralling experience, I would say, overall. I knew that while it was happening, like while I was bawling my eyes out right there in the car, I'm like, oh dude, I'm gonna look back on this. This is significant right now. This is a character building moment. I could feel it. We're currently sitting out in a actually the weather's kind of cooling down right now. We are literally sitting in your backyard at the moment next to your greenhouse, or a shrubbery, I would call it. Not a greenhouse. Technically a greenhouse has to have a roof over it.
Well, yeah, it's a house that is green, yes.
Well, yeah, your house right now, I could see it. It's actually painted with green paint, but I'm saying that we're sitting in your backyard right now, surrounded by a lot of plants. Very beautiful. I wish you guys can really see it here. It's really nice. It's very pleasant, and I feel like I'm getting a lot more oxygen than I usually would be getting.
We have a lot more shrubbery than the last time you were here. I mean, we're starting to get some apples on my apple tree, or not mine, but our apple tree. It's a little bit over there, right next to the tarp. I mean, winter season's typically the season oranges start to grow. That's why you see them green right now. We got tomatoes, we got artichoke, I believe. We have a bunch of stuff. Sometimes my dad has this marijuana plant out here.
I remember a few months back, back when I was visiting here with with another group of friends. I remember your dad was getting home from some event and he was either drunk or high.
Oh yeah, that was for an auction.
He got drunk at an auction?
Yeah, you can do that.
You can do that?
Adults do that.
That sounds fun.
Well, because it's a dinner thing, right? It's not just like everyone sits in rows of chairs.
An auction with a bar. It's just like...
No, it's a dinner/auction.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, does the auction happen first, or does the dinner happen first?
I don't know.
Are they auctioning out cars to drunk people?
Shit, they were auctioning out trips to Barbados. Barbados, I'm sorry.
Barbados.
Barbados. I took a nap, bro.
Gyarados.
Like whenever the economy's good. Back in the 80s, it was AIDS. Now the economy's good again. Now it's coronavirus. You get wide coverage through social media, so there's that. They didn't have that back then.
Media's always been garbage, dude. I hate the media. I hate journalism. I hate news outlets, actually.
Well, what are you doing right now?
What do you mean?
Isn't this a form of journalism?
Is it?
Yes.
I deny that.
We're talking about things that are happening in the world right now. That's some form of journalism on a smaller scale.
Here's the big thing I would say that differentiates us from journalism out there. We're not claiming to be truthful in what we're saying. We're mostly just putting in our own little opinions and takes on world events. Most news media and journalism out there claims to want to go out there and tell the truth. It's just inevitable for a journalism or a news outlet to mess up and put out false information out there for the public.
Oh, they mess up a lot.
Maybe that's the biggest gripe I have just against them. And it's not their fault. It's just a human thing to have error, obviously. But like when you have to constantly be reminded of what's going on in the world events, I'd rather not there be that much room for error and actually know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I'd never been drunk at all.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Have you? Oh, you too.
Never had alcohol though.
I've had some wine just to taste, but that's as far as it went. Never got drunk off of that.
With both mediums, I suppose, what's the term? With alcohol and inhalants.
Sure, drugs.
Bad smell is associated with both. The smell with weed comes beforehand while you're doing it, and obviously all that bad smell with alcohol usually comes post. Once you're drunk, usually when you're overcoming a hangover, I would hear the next morning. That's usually when you have like stanky breath or something.
No, but I'm not a square though, right? Like I definitely want to get loose.
Speaking of squares, Squarespace has introduced its brand new version, Squarespace 7. So Squarespace 7 integrates with Google Apps and features new website templates. So please go out and use Squarespace, use Squares. Sorry about that. I just really had to get that out of my system.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I feel the compulsive need to do a promotion ad.
It's like milking a cow. The milk needs to get milked.
Dude, it's gonna suck turning 21 and like no bar's gonna be open.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to experience public drunkenness and just public drinking in general.
Here's the thing. My restaurant that I work at, we actually serve alcohol. We're open. You can sit down. You can have a glass of wine or a glass of IPA or a Corona, whatever. I can drink there. Fuck it. Probably after my shift.
A Corona. That's appropriate.
Modelo.
No, I want Corona.
Corona, go ahead.
I actually don't have a preference on beer because of all alcohols I've had, I've actually never had beer. It was always just like harder liquor stuff. It just tastes horrible. That's when people do mixology, I guess the term is,
Mixology,
where they just mix it with other sweeter and more easy to go down your gullets.
And it's the girl drinks that actually get you the most drunk. I feel that. Long Island iced tea. I want to go to a club, go clubbing, but obviously William doesn't want to go. I don't think Brandon wants to go, or JJ's definitely not going to go. But I know Trevor might be down. He's the one to take his shirt off and just do crazy shit. We'd have to go to a strip club first, though, just to warm him up. I don't know, maybe after as a reward, but strip clubs are not my thing. Only been there once.
For my 19th birthday.
What? Really?
When I got off work with some of my friends around maybe like 1 or 2 a.m., we ended up driving all the way down Woodland Hills, I think it was, where we just found a strip club in the corner. And the funny thing is that we never went inside because it was $20 for admission. So we ended up just going to the sex shop next door and just looking at all the porno stuff. I don't know why we were being so cheap. We have jobs. We have $20.
Speaking of cheap, the only time I went to a strip club was without money. So we had strippers come up to us, and I said, "Sorry, I don't have any money."
What did they do?
Like they said, "Oh, some fucking lame line." Like they saw we were really young, and they were like, "Oh, you come here often? Oh, you guys are babies." And it was like, "Yeah, I don't have any money right now." But it was Josh's birthday. We got him a lap dance. It was some sort of crazy deal. The DJ was just shouting out like 3 for 4, like 3 for 40 or whatever.
3 lap dance for $40?
Something. I don't know.
Or just
5 for 40, like 5 minutes for $40.
Take home 3 strippers for $40.
Oh, 5 songs. So that's what it was.
But how long are the songs?
Depends.
Okay.
We had Smells Like Teen Spirit playing at one point. That was fun. Main thing that surprised me was how fat some of the strippers were. I don't do strip clubs. They're lame. And plus, I felt fucking dirty. It's so funny. The fact that Brandon tried to get in with his hospital card and his school ID because he didn't have a state ID, right? So he was 18, but he couldn't prove it. So let me just repeat that because it's fucking retarded. He wanted to get in with his Kaiser card and his CSUN ID. That was stupid. Actually, fuck. Parking at a strip club is worse than the hospital. Okay, it is worse than... It is scuffed, but that's it.
Thank you, Cam, for that story. All right, we're going to wrap it up for today. So in the meantime, guys, enter offer promotion coupon code SPAZZ for 10% off of your order on Squarespace, or visit www.squarespace.com/SpazzPodcast for a free trial plus 10% off your orders. So go to Squarespace today. You squares. All right, guys, this is Spazz Podcast. Shit posting wherever this is going to be. I don't know. See ya.